1943. Europe is starving. Food is no longer a choice, it's survival. In towns across France, ration books replace money. Sugar is a luxury and coffee is roasted grain. Families queue for hours for half a loaf of bread, while news from the front drifts through broken radios. In a quiet village outside Lyon, one small bakery still opens each morning. The shelves are nearly empty, the air thick with flour and worry. Inside, a woman named Clara refuses to give up. To her, a warm loaf means dignity, and dignity is hope. This is her story, the story of the Last Apricots. The bakery smells faintly of yeast and smoke. Clara lifts a dusty cloth from an old crate hidden beneath a flour sack. Inside 8 apricots. Their skin is bruised, their sweetness fading, but to her they look like tiny suns. Her brother Etienne, back from the front with a limp, leans in the doorway. "You're not thinking of using those," he warns. She smiles. "They'll rot if I don't." In a world ruled by ration stamps, waste feels like sin. Etienne shakes his head. He's seen what kindness can cost. But Clara has seen what hunger does to the heart. And tonight she chooses creation over fear. Long after curfew, the village sleeps. Inside the bakery, only a single oil lamp burns. Clara works quietly, slicing each apricot, laying them on thin circles of dough. Flour drifts like snowfall through the lamplight. She measures carefully not just ingredients but hope. A pinch of sugar saved from weeks ago. A drop of milk traded from a neighbor. When the tarts slide into the oven, the scent fills the room, sweet, bright, defiant. 8 small circles of sunlight in a dark world. For one night, there is peace in the simple sound of a woman refusing to surrender her craft. At dawn, the scent drifts into the street. One by one, neighbors appear, nurses, mothers, an old teacher clutching his ration book. They line up quietly outside the bakery door. Clara greets each with the same soft smile. 1 slice each, she says. No payment. Some cry. Some whisper thanks. Etienne watches, torn between pride and fear. He knows how the soldiers patrol, how scarcity breeds suspicion. But for one golden morning, the bakery smells of summer instead of war. And the people remember what generosity feels like, the taste of something given freely when nothing is left to give. The door opens again and silence falls. A German officer stands there, young, weary, cap in hand. "Madame," he says softly, "do you have any left for my sister? She has not seen fruit in a year." Etienne's jaw tightens. "We're sold out." But Clara sees the tremor in the man's voice. Homesickness, not command. She reaches for the final tart and offers it to him. "For your sister, no charge." The officer hesitates, then bows his head and leaves. Etienne slams a tray. "You fed the enemy." Clara whispers, "I fed someone's family." Outside, the footsteps fade, and the smell of apricot lingers. 2 days later, engines echo through the village. German trucks grind over cobblestones, soldiers hammering on doors. Orders. Seize every sack of flour, every loaf, every crumb. Clara's hands shake as boots stop outside her bakery. Etienne stands beside her, silent. Then a voice. The same young officer steps forward, papers in hand. "This shop," he says sharply, "has already been inspected." The men move on. Clara exhales, trembling, unsure whether she has been saved by kindness or guilt. The war rolls past her door, and for once, mercy follows in its wake. Morning. The village quiet again. When Clara opens her door, she finds a small box on the step. Inside, a paper bag of sugar. Real sugar. On top, a folded note written in clumsy French, "For your kindness, L." She stares at it for a long time, the world shrinking to that single moment. In a year when sweetness had vanished, someone returned it to her across borders, across uniforms. It is not forgiveness, it is something smaller and greater. A human gesture, fragile as glass. Months pass. The guns fall silent. Liberation sweeps through France, slow and stunned. The bakery's walls still stand, scarred but whole. Villagers return with milk, apples, laughter. Etienne limps less, smile more. They trade again, a cup of flour for a handful of berries. Clara reopens the door each morning as she always did. The world begins to bloom again, cautious, uncertain, alive. In every pie she bakes there is memory, and in every bite a whisper of defiance. Every summer when the apricots return, Clara bakes those same 8 tarts. She gives them away, to the old, the young, the lost. Anyone who needs to remember that compassion once saved a bakery, and maybe a few souls. Time moves on. The war becomes history books and black and white photos. But in that small French town, people still tell her story. How a woman turned fruit into hope and hope into a shield stronger than fear. The world has changed since 1943, but the recipe remains the same. Even when food runs out, kindness never does.